Hey there, anime fans. Let's dive into episode 6 of Bye Bye Earth. It's gonna be a wild ride, so hang on tight. So the episode kicks off with a bunch of our heroes on high alert. Someone's shouting, "They're coming!" And you can feel the tension in the air. Everyone's scrambling to get ready for what looks like one heck of a fight. One of the characters even wonders what kind of schwert music they're gonna hear from this mix of good and evil folks. Pretty poetic way to think about a battle, if you ask me. Anyway, our gangs picked a bridge as their stronghold. Smart move, right? They figure the enemy can only come at them from the front or back. Someone yells out, "Make this place into a fortress!" And that's exactly what they start doing. But then, this guy Lord Ginbuck shows up and pulls out a trick called the Law of Reverse Barrier. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? Just when they think they're prepared, all hell breaks loose. Zombies start pouring in from everywhere. Our heroes are fighting like crazy, but these zombies just keep coming. It's like a never-ending wave of the undead. In the midst of all this chaos, we see this mysterious water girl. And let me tell you, she's not playing nice. She's actually using her own allies like pawns in a game. Cold, right? We've got all sorts of intense one-on-one fights going on. There's this guy Cloud who's really going at it, shouting "die" as he takes on a zombie. But these aren't your average zombies from some B-movie. Nah, these guys are tough. In the middle of all this action, we get a moment with Belle. She's going through some heavy stuff. She says something about feeling the woman inside her going to sleep, maybe never to wake up again. It's a pretty deep moment, showing how this whole ordeal is affecting everyone. But our heroes aren't about to give up. They start cooking up a plan to lure out this water girl. Their big idea? Make her angry. They figure anger's all the motivation she needs to come out of hiding. Pretty clever, huh? As we move into what they call Act 2, our team starts changing up the battlefield. They're blocking canals, changing how rivers flow, all to try and cut off the water girl from her source of power. It's like they're playing a giant game of chess, but with water and zombies. We get this cool moment with Adonis's dad. He starts talking about turning your consciousness inward and trusting your gut. Sounds a bit out there, but you get the feeling it might be important later on. Next thing you know, they're all heading to this spooky place called the Celestial Cemetery. They also call it the Garden of Death. Creepy, right? This is where they decide to make their last stand. They try to cast a big barrier over the whole cemetery, but it's spread pretty thin. You can tell everyone's on edge, wondering if it'll be enough to keep the bad guys out. Then boom, Titian, that's the water-controlling bad guy, breaks through the barrier, holding back the water. Suddenly, there's water everywhere. It's total chaos, with everyone trying not to get swept away. Now here's where things get really intense. Our heroes start burning the dead bodies in the cemetery. I know, it sounds pretty extreme, but they're desperate. One of them says, "If we don't do this, can't win or run away." Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. As we get into Act 3, things are really heating up. Titian is majorly ticked off, screaming about how she can't forgive what they've done. The final showdown is on, and it's anybody's game at this point.
Hey there, fellow. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I wanted to take a quick moment to ask you what you think of this video so far. If you're liking it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, now's the perfect time to do it. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date on all my latest videos and updates, and you'll get to see even more awesome content. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
In the middle of all this fighting, we get some pretty emotional moments. There's this guy, Guinness, who's been hurt, but he passes his sword to someone named Mist. He talks about courage and cowardice, saying you can't have one without the other. It's a pretty touching scene, especially considering they're in the middle of a life-or-death battle. But the real showstopper is Adonis. This guy's got some seriously freaky powers. Anything he touches starts to rot away. It's like he's got the opposite of the Midas touch. You can see he's really struggling with this ability, not sure if it's a gift or a curse. As the fighting goes on, we hear about something called the Cancer Sword. They describe it as the throne of a pseudo-god and where the imaginary soul resides. Sounds pretty important, right? Throughout all this, we're seeing crow flowers popping up all over the place. They keep mentioning these flowers, so you know they've got to be significant somehow. The episode wraps up with a real cliffhanger. Adonis goes up to this character Tito and says something about sowing seeds in Tito's body so crow flowers can bloom. It's cryptic and kind of creepy, leaving you wondering what's going to happen next. So there you have it. Episode 6 of Bye Bye Earth was packed with action from start to finish. We had zombie battles, flooding cemeteries, rotting touches, and mysterious swords. Our heroes are beat up and exhausted, but they're still in the fight. They've managed to hold off Titian and her zombie army for now, but you can tell this is far from over. There's still so much we don't know. What's the deal with Adonis's rotting touch? What's this cancer sword all about? And what's gonna happen with these crowflower seeds? The stage is set for an even bigger showdown in the next episode. Our gangs fought tooth and nail to survive this far, but they're not out of the woods yet. Not by a long shot. They've lost a lot, burned their own sacred ground, pushed themselves to the limit. They're still standing, still fighting. As the dust settles on this episode, you can't help but feel a mix of excitement and dread for what's coming next. In this world of Bye Bye Earth, where death seems to be blooming all around, our heroes are going to need all the strength and luck they can get. So that's where we leave off, folks. Our heroes battered but not beaten, the enemy momentarily pushed back, and a whole lot of questions left unanswered. One thing's for sure, the next episode is going to be one you won't want to miss.
She said, take it out.